beware, and don't take no shit, New York. Howie Zappa's Rebel TV. Howie Zappa's Rebel TV. Everybody wants to be on Rebel TV. Everybody wants to see Rebel TV. There, beware, and don't take no shit, New York.
We're here at Roseland. It's February 15th, 1994, and we're here for Black Sabbath, Motorhead, and Morbid Angel.
Tonight, this is Tuesday night. I sure as shit hope you got your ticket, because if you missed out, you missed out. Howie was Lemmy not the coolest dude of all time?
Lemmy is cool. He's so, like, you wouldn't expect him to be like the leader of this heavy-duty, loud band.
Or what about Mickey D being the drummer of the band, man? What's going on? And also, and if you notice, that Jim Beam wasn't even half finished.
That's a surprise, huh? Let's go inside, dude. Check it out. Check out the drum kit by Pete Sandoval. Unbelievable. Mickey D's drum kit. And I think that's Carmen Apiece's way back there. It's on the Roseland. The place is empty, but in 20 minutes, this place will be packed. Packed to the rafters. Roseland. We're about to let in the first fans of the night. You guys have been waiting on the line the longest. How's it going, my friend?
Okay. Yeah, I've been here all day.
There they are. Hey, what's up?
Yeah. All right. Seen them back in 70, what was it, 75 at the Garden. Aerosmith opened up for them.
You're the first one.
Yes. That's it. What does that mean? I get something for that?
What's your name?
Joe, man. Rock and Roll
You're
Joe.
on Rebel TV, Joe.
Yeah, dig it. All right.
Hey,
Metal
I'm
Rules.
from Killer Watts. This is my friend Joe from Queens. This is my very first Black Sabbath concert.
All right.
First one.
This is my second. The first time I saw him was in '75.
Okay, well, you guys are here early enough to watch Morbid Angel also, and Motorhead.
I'm the Yak. This is my first show. See you later.
All right. Boy, Fanatics.
Oh yeah.
Morbid Angel on next. That probably isn't.
Then let us proceed.
But you're not here to interview them, though. Black Sabbath coming at you guys. On tour, cross purposes.
Okay. Hail Victory! Howie and I are about to enter the dark threshold of insanity and speak to the three darkest, most malevolent dudes on the planet. Morbid Angel, Motorhead, and Black Sabbath. Urgh.
Beware.
Now you want me to turn around and get some of you?
But this is their dressing room, guys. This is what it's all about.
Black Sabbath's kicking ass. Tony Martin singing tonight. Remember, folks, Tony Martin's the guy that pulled out those big hits like Jerusalem and some other stuff off the TYR album that came out. It was #1 in the charts in England, and it did pretty well here in the States too. So, like I said, if you missed it, you really fucked up because this is a serious show. Off we go. Thank you. Now, how are we gonna get this camera back in?
I'm gonna walk in there. You guys get ready for Motorhead. Motorhead coming at you.
This folks over here is the rig of Mr. Pete Sandoval of Morbid Angel. As you can see, it's a very sophisticated kit. Got the cymbals overhead, so like unlimited accent. And I don't know if it's not hooked up right now, or maybe it is, but he plays with a piccolo snare, which is the tightest, brightest snare of all. I don't know what kind of snare the Motorhead crew uses, but I'm sure it's a standard one. But this is the rig back here.
I didn't refer to that book, when writing that song. That was something that I was very angry that day. So, that would be something that would, do a lot of.
Okay, what do you want to hook up?
I'm on.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. Just remember you gotta just use the mic. Whoever's speaking, sort of.
We didn't get a serious mic
I
here.
can take the mic off. If the mic is, I think the sound comes out better with the mic on.
Okay. All right, tell me when you got it. Watch this setup here. Welcome to New York to the Underground Threshold. Once again, bringing you top quality entertainment that no other cable show will provide. Today, just as promised, we have once again Morbid Angel, but this time in the flesh. David Benson.
In the flesh, actually with clothes on though. That's right.
It's an honor and privilege to speak to you.
Good to see you too.
You were truly like the front runner of all of death, even though you don't want to be associated with that genre much more anymore. Like, what do you think about this new Sepultura, Pestilence, like more mainstreaming of stuff?
Well, I think that's good because it definitely separates, people and what their intent, and what they want to do, and what they are doing. I think we're continuing to do the type of stuff that we want to do, and that is whatever comes to mind. I mean, we don't feel any pressure to be on one side or on another side. I think we do, really what comes naturally for us, and I think we do it pretty well. So
Absolutely.
These other bands, I've had to do whatever. If that's what they have inside of them, then that's what they should do.
Now, have you had any problems with the Thought Police since I spoke to you last? Have you had, like, Janet Reno was coming down against ultraviolence, and, of course, metalheads are always scapegoated for everything. The rappers got it, now you're on time,
Well, the rappers, I mean, the difference between our stuff and their stuff is that their message goes out to a community that tends to do the very things that they talk about in the songs. And, that's dangerous, and she should be down on stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, we don't have a problem with stuff like that. And if we do, we handle it.
Now, what about in Europe? Because I heard that the left wingers are trying to associate all metal with like right wing tendencies over in Europe. Did you get any problems with them?
Well, I mean, I'm a pretty conservative person, and some people are a little more liberal, and they don't want you to think certain ways and think it's wrong. But I mean, I think that's very very fascist of them to think that only their voice should be heard and no one else's. So, it just shows you who the real fascists are.
Absolutely. It's like the keyboard player from Typo Negative said that the left becomes so radical left to become a radical right. But okay. Now I spoke to your publicist, and she says your album's moving very well and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your biggest audience? I know Manowar has a huge audience in England. Like, is England like the death metal center, or what's going on?
I would say it's Scandinavia, Germany, Holland. Holland would do real well. France would do real well. England is actually kind of marginal.
Oh, really?
And the States have never been better. Now that we've got the new record deal.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going to come out of Russia, because that's such a sick country. Now
It is a real sick country. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
some Ziranovsky core or something,
Because in the old days, the government every band had to be sanctioned by the government. So they'd have guys who looked like you know, like total nerds, like, you know, from the 50s and stuff like that. So, you know, and also the radiation is going to affect them soon anyway with all the nuclear power plants they have.
Well, that's good though. Maybe it'll make for some interesting music, interesting thought.
Now, where are you right now as far as like producing new stuff? Are you going to be heading to the studio soon?
Well, we have a lot of actually. I mean, we have a lot of touring to do right now. So that's when we get in the touring mode. That's what we do. Probably go back in at near the end of the year and work on some new stuff.
Now, how does it feel to be touring with Sabbath? I know you've toured with Motorhead before, but
Right.
Yeah,
Well, Sabbath is.
Sabbath to me is the first death band of all time. I think that they really should be the guys who started the genre of black metal, death metal, and in a sense, death metal is the core of all metal. It was the first, and it's going to be the last. So, how does it feel to be on the road with them?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's any secret that Black Sabbath has always been one of my favorite bands. So, you know, it's an honor for me to share the stage with them every night.
Do you have to fight the compulsion to play covers? Are you going to be playing covers of their stuff tonight, or what's going to happen with that?
Well, no, we're not going to do that. But you know, it certainly is the temptation, especially when I can watch them from the side of the stage and learn all the riffs the way they're supposed to be. You know?
Oh, totally. Also, you can see how Tony like gets the juice out of his guitar the way he does.
Tony Iommi's an amazing guitar player.
Is Geezer on tour?
Geezer's on tour.
So Geezer's a guy, because I too am a bass player, and I kneel at his temple.
He's a great bass player. They got us. The singer is the guy with them now has done 4 records with them, and they got a new drummer who's, you know, hot shit, man. I mean, he's, you know, really good tasteful drummer. So I mean, it's a great show. You know, I watch it every night. So, you know.
Now with Motorhead on the tour, does this add to the frivolity and the general substance abuse level of the whole tour? Or?
Well, far be it from me to rat on anyone, but I would have to say that Motorhead single-handedly can outdrink probably a whole bar full of people. You know, I mean, the guy, you know, he's a pro. He knows what he's doing because he's been doing it for so many years. And I mean, I would never try to drink the guy under the table.
Now, getting off into sort of like personal type things, if you want to talk about this, I know that you're an acquaintance of Jen of the Jenna Torturers, and I was speaking to the IRS about Sabbath, and they mentioned the Jenna Torturers were doing all right. That sounds like it must be a difficult relationship. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Not really. We kind of keep things separate. I mean, you know, she has her career, and I have my career, and we leave it like that.
Okay, because like they asked me if I'd be interested in interviewing that band, and I was sort of like afraid that I might have to take some sedatives beforehand.
Well, you just have to keep your private parts, you know, well shielded. You know.
Yes. You know. Oh yeah, and let's see. Now, but how are we doing on time right now?
We got 2 hours of videotape.
No, but I'm saying how are we doing on time since we started? Because we only got like 15 minutes.
I don't have the clock on over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's 7 minutes.
All right. All right. Go back where you were. I don't want to get like a cut more here. All right. We'll just quickly wrap this up. So, what does the future look like? Are you going to be working with Fleming again? Are you going to be like, I know you got Terrorizer going, or is that just a one-shot project?
Well, that's Pete's deal. I don't really have anything to do with that.
Oh yeah.
The Terrorizer thing, yeah. As far as Fleming, we haven't really talked about what we're going to do as far as production of the next record, but we do have some material that we're working on, and I think everyone will like it.
Now, as I was talking to you before about that song "Sworn to the Black," which you mentioned was a personal song, and there's a certain line which says, "Quest not save the death of the sun." I personally have unmitigated pessimism about the human race. Are you convinced, as I am, that there is absolutely nothing that's going to stop the negativity from consuming the whole planet and eventually the universe?
Well, I don't know if it's negative. See, as a very good friend of mine says, it has to get much worse before it gets better. So the worse that it gets, I celebrate that because I know that sooner or later it's going to get pushed to extremes where everyone is going to draw their line in the sand, and the lines are going to be in different places, and everyone's bottom line is going to be different. And then that's when all of these things, that's when the dismantling will happen. And after the dismantling happens, then we get to build something, you know, that is the way it should be. So I look forward to it.
Now, how have you been treated by MTV? Because turning on MTV, I don't know if you saw like Night Before Last, but it was Sex in the 90s for 1/2 hour, then another half hour of Sex in the 90s, then another half hour of Sex in the 90s. So for 2 hours straight, there's nothing but Sex in the 90s. And from what I'm told, there's no sex in that show. It's just a lot of talking. Like, are you? They had the heavy metal, the death metal block for like 2 weeks, and then they cut it out. Is MTV like appreciating death metal at all, or should we just hex them into hell?
Well, I don't really know because we've been on tour, so I haven't had a chance to watch it. Even though MTV, Headbangers Ball is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, it's, well,
and
it's one of the only shows.
well, it is what it is. But I can't say for what happens on other times. I imagine they're trying to diversify a little bit, but I do think that they should have an all Headbangers Ball channel.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're doing that. I think they're diversifying to several different channels, a rap channel.
Well, they should. They have a rap channel, and then I can block that off on my screen. And then they can have the country channel. I can block that off on my screen. And then when the Headbanger channel, then that's the one that I can program in. So when you press the scan button, it doesn't stop at anything that you don't want.
And if they do that with the music channels, wait till they get the sex channels. They'll have like the hetero, the gay,
Yeah, right,
the bi,
right. Bondage,
the dominant,
right.
submissive,
Yeah.
the dominant and submissive channels. I'll be looking forward to that one. Okay. All right, dude.
See you.
I'm looking forward tonight. I'm
Thanks a lot.
gonna be splitting heads open in the front row, hopefully.
Good. Well, look at these. This right here, that'll damage somebody.
Yeah, Renaissance Fest.
Well, we're just doing around the States. We're going to Europe after this.
All right, dude.
So,
Morbid Angel.
Thanks
right.
a lot. I got a
Thanks,
little,
man.
little gift here for you.
Bludgeon? Oh, okay. You gotta say bludgeon.
And we're just like send this stuff off to we're racing. But I'm wondering, like, as far as getting in touch with, with
Something from our latest LP covenant. This is called Sword to the Black.
Jack L. Chalker, Shadow of the Well of Souls. Good reading?
Talking Rebel TV again? We did that.
Yeah, remember us? Last August? So you guys in the middle of the tour now? Or?
No, it just started.
Just started?
Fifth gig or something? Fifth show, I think this one is.
Cool. How's things going with the Motorhead labels?
Seems to be all right.
It's like we were doing like a lot of label jumping, trying to cut the Black Sabbath. 1 minute's on Time and then we said it's on IRS. So it was trying to kind of hard to track you guys down.
We do another song with you guys tonight? What? We do another song for you guys tonight?
That's bothering me.
Okay.
Talk to Hobbs about that.
Alright, we'll find Hobbs. He's around here somewhere.
Yeah, looking for a fucking hole in the wall so we can plug his telephone.
In case you're curious what Lemmy does before a big night on stage,
He says it's a big night.
I do.
Support it. It's not a big night.
Another big night?
Simple.
Another night
Another
of
glorious opening.
hard metal.
The Hells Angels is going to have their building confiscated by the government. They're getting their whole 4-story headquarters confiscated.
Huge dicks.
Are they really? You know, my girlfriend sometimes tells me to put one on my nose.
These are magnums.
Right, who was the model for them? Seven.
My head, so you pull with your head and rub it back.
All right, we're backstage with Motorhead. This is going to be a great show, folks. If you missed it, we really blew it because we've been telling you for weeks in advance. We've been showing you videos of this band and Morbid Angel and everybody else. If you missed it,
You fucked up.
you're fucked up.
It's going to be a crap show. Boys and girls.
I want you guys to destroy the stage.
What?
Destroy the stage so that,
Yeah, Roseland is a famous venue because last year a couple of kids killed that tennis playing kid just to get enough money to dance here. Remember that?
No.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Some kid got that?
I don't know if you heard about this. This tennis player kid from Utah came to New York and got stabbed in the subway trying to save his mother.
Oh, that was at Roseland.
Yeah, and then the
yeah.
kid wanted $5 to go to Roseland. They were all rich kids, rich middle class kids, and they killed this kid right in the subway.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Change.
Ozzy.
Maybe we'll have like a.
That's just me on film, is it?
That's it. We got you finally.
Yep. Is it working out there? Yes, but the only place it will work is right in front of the PA and they're doing a drum check. Shit out of luck.
You've been watching Rebel TV, in association with Underground Threshold, Tony, and our favorite band in the world, the loudest band in the world, Motorhead. Let's roll the clip. We're with Black Sabbath. Well, actually, they're not here.
Okay.